Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. The following content may involve explicit language and materials, so listener discretion is advised. Sorry for the delay, my paranormal posse. Surgery recovery has been more difficult than expected, but better late than never. I know we have the disclaimer at the beginning, but seriously. Explicit warning. If you are easily offended, do not listen.
So do you guys want to talk about aliens?
Yeah.
Oh my God, are we doing a podcast? I forgot that we were.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what we were. We got next. We want to talk about aliens.
I definitely want to talk about aliens.
Maybe that's when they were like, "Stop it! Get to the story."
The ball is going
let's
crazy.
get to aliens.
The ball is. Guys, can you stick to the
get
topic?
it together, guys. Get it together.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we officially have been doing this for a long time now.
It's an
I
hour.
forgot that
I'm
we were
literally
supposed to be about
trying to
aliens.
fix my weight that
I like you.
They
This
like
is
our
very-
style. They're ready to go.
I was gonna, Celine. No,
Hit it.
that's for the group. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for the
let's
group.
go.
It's
I like
yeah.
you guys. Yep. So we got it. We like you guys. Let's do this.
Yes.
Now this
an
one's not
hour
gonna
in,
come
and
out.
we're officially starting the show.
Yeah.
Yes. I need
Well,
forgiveness
thank you.
for some of my sins, not all of them.
I'm for all
You
the
started it
F-bombs.
with my butt, okay? That's all I'm saying. But
Oh my God, I can't.
this one's gonna come out. I think it's like the end of February. So I was really,
Okay.
really hoping that it was gonna fall on Valentine's Day, but I think we overshot by a
Aw.
week.
That would be so
Honestly, I feel
Wow.
like that at this point we're gonna set up another
This is gonna-
podcast between
yeah.
WTF and
Just
the two
between
of
all
you
of us.
I'm down for that.
to talk about like podcasts and like sex
Yeah.
and different paranormal experiences from that.
Yeah.
To be honest,
yeah.
like
Hell
And we've
yeah,
got,
I'm
it's
for
not
it.
just, the five of us. There's apparently multiple in the background here that are
Oh, yeah.
participating as well. So,
There's
Thanks
6
for my-
alive humans.
yeah, my friends.
yeah.
Now,
You could. That could be the name of the podcast, Invisible Friends, because we're all like in the internet.
Oh my God.
that shit, that would be a podcast.
I think we're- Yeah, I think
I'm
we're building a whole new
100%
podcast.
writing
right
that down because I, a minimum, want to make a T-shirt for it.
Yes.
I'm over here like, it's okay. I've been busy with a new job. It's fine. It's
do you
gonna
guys
be.
know what
That's true.
episode this is going to be, though?
69.
Is
What's
it
gonna be
69?
episode 69.
Shut
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta be out.
That's right, everybody. We got sexy ghosts. We
Yep.
got sexy aliens. The 69 podcast.
I was
Everyone
immediately
immediately
turned
turned it on.
It's not fine.
Yeah, it's a little late, so we just are going to celebrate the entire month of love.
Yes.
And we are going to cover sextraterrestrials and the wild encounters our fellow Earthlings have had with them.
So I actually
Oh.
have questions.
Oh, please go ahead.
Specifically.
Oh,
Yeah, see, they understand that.
They're
I
like,
have
yes,
other
I was-
questions.
I was just gonna say, when I saw you sending the prompt in like the Instagram group chat, I was like, "This is the podcast I need to be on." I'm like,
It's
"This is
gonna
the
get wild.
episode." Yeah. I'm like,
I was like, this is 100%.
I'm
Yeah.
with JD and Walter. I'm like, if I'm in the afterlife,
Yes.
But
yeah,
my
That,
I'm
question-
like,
honestly, I saw it and I was, this is 100%
Yeah.
what I am as a person
Yeah.
to make.
unfucking bored.
I
just
need
wait.
to know
Yeah.
what
Jess
this
just
is
told me,
about.
she
It
goes,
gets
hey,
good.
be on this link at this time. So I'm learning all of this.
I give you any context. You just
Do not tell Jenny anything.
No context.
So this leads me to my question.
Okay.
Is it because they just want to abduct people to have sex with them because it's fun? Or is there some sort of ulterior motive in that they are trying to do procreation with humans and create human alien hybrids? That is
Ladder.
We
my
will get
number
into it.
one
100%.
question.
The
Is
ladder.
it
to
or
it.
is it for
Okay, okay.
procreation?
You are funny.
I love.
Thank you. I am
opinion.
hilarious. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Ghost. I love that the answer is a tease to the rest of the podcast. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
I
Really.
have so many
Yeah.
opinions. It's a
Yes.
real problem.
Okay. I'm just saying I want to know, and those are my questions.
Okay, so
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
he was hard earlier, but he
Um,
lost it.
we're gonna kind of get the motor running with the first one. Crazy. I know I'm crazy. Thank you for pointing that out. So Sharon Gilbert
okay.
was lying in bed on an ordinary night when something extraordinary happened. to her.
Ooh.
Okay.
Tell me more,
I know this
Shannon.
happened.
Her husband, yeah,
Her husband actually
intrigued.
teased her for once.
yeah. Her husband was lying next to her when an alien being disguised as him
Oh, so
expelled itself from his body.
Oh my god.
so I was right. Wait, expelled itself
has-
from his body?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to picture it, and that isn't that he physically leaves
No.
the shell of his body behind, or
Okay,
does he
okay.
bust out of his
Okay,
chest like a
here's-
seed of
I'm
alien?
thinking there's two. Well, I'm
Here's my
thinking
thought.
there's either a lift up out of body experience, or what if he like opens his mouth and it's and it's this being
Yeah.
that's identical to him comes
What
out.
is it?
All of that
Here's
is just
my
terrifying.
thoughts. It's like they categorize themselves as someone who is appealing, so that way they can, in fact, abduct you and take you up to the alien.
Oh.
I feel like they
Okay.
should be a little more sly than I'm going to come out of this thing while you're watching
I
me.
mean, yeah.
No,
I am not your
absolutely
husband.
not. That's
Part of her testimony
Okay,
is that
I'm
the
in
alien
the
came out.
house of aliens, and I say absolutely not, because they're going to want to go to the thing that is most appealing to
That's
you, and that is your
true.
husband. And I can say, bitch, I can say that
So-
as somebody who has absolutely appealed to my partner.
Agreed.
What?
Agreed.
Okay. I was thinking of it from a different standpoint, which was like, look, human female, I know that this human male has never pleasured you properly. I will transform and show you what a delightful night can be. And then he sets a timer. He's
Or
we have
hell
10
yeah.
hours. How many orgasms would you like to have?
Where's the sign up sheet?
I get that. I
can
get
get
that.
that.
But it also depends on what they want to do. What do they want to do? Do they want to cure other alien partners? Or do they want to just like study aliens?
In my
Because I feel
particular
like there's one or
scenario,
two
it's just
scopes.
They're
that
the
they want to
aliens.
get
They-
down.
We're
As
human.
many other
No,
species.
yeah. In my scenario, they're like, I want to as many
What is
other
that,
aliens as I can on every other planet.
Guardians of the
Yeah, and
Galaxy.
so they
I mean, all those human
Ex-
people.
Sleeping with tons
where he
of
finds
other
out
women.
the dad's like
Yeah.
porking everything from every other planet.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. Hello,
The
human
tall
female.
guy
I am a
thing,
planet,
though.
and I will destroy
If
your
you
vagina.
roll over and you see your spouse,
I would lose my shit is what would happen.
Shut the fuck up.
I would lose my mind.
have they been an alien this whole time?
Well, that's okay. That's a good question.
My thinking is that they
Oh.
also put a hallucination on your partner that you happen to be spending the bed with. So that way you don't go, oh my God, this is an abduction. Oh my God, this is just like
True.
as I do with my partner.
Right.
Oh my God, this
No,
is
see-
the middle of the night sex, and this is so good.
I wouldn't know what that's
I don't assume
getting
this
divorced. Thank
alien-
You're like sting
Girl-
out of the other
girl, you
person.
haven't
I feel
lived.
like
on
that would
this
give it
train.
away.
Talia, we need
no,
to
see,
get you
I
on
guess
this
because I
train.
keep
This is
thinking in my
so
scenario, the
good.
idea is that they're totally upfront about it, where they're like, I am assuming the visage of your partner, and I will show you what they are.
Why would they
capable
lie
of."
to you? Why would
That's-
they
they're
lie
not
to
lying
you
to you.
about
That's my whole
shit like
point.
that?
No,
Stay out
they're like,
there.
look, I am from another planet, and I am assuming the form of your partner, which you clearly find attractive, and I'm going to show you what they're actually capable of.
Can we make modification?
My friend.
So they're like
no.
every other
Listen, my
fuckboy being
friend,
like, I'm
no.
gonna rock your world,
Yes,
basically.
no, they're-
Is that what they're doing?
They're totally being a fuckboy. But,
I mean, that's what they're doing. I
but
kinda
yeah,
got
because
some
they're
respect for the
only
hustle.
going for people that they know aren't satisfied. So they're totally being a fuckboy, but they're like, I'm going to show you what your partner
Oh,
could be.
But if you're not getting satisfied, why would they even bother coming through with that? I'd be like, I've already had this dollar menu item. I don't want to eat it again.
No,
Hey,
because
but
they're like,
also,
What will happen?
they
I mean,
pleasure from you getting pleasure. So they
God, I
want
wish
to
that was the
assume the
truth.
form of what, like, or
Are they all lesbian? What's
necessarily
the only way this is going to happen?
look.
It's that I said no.
Okay, but Matt,
Because I know a man doesn't think that way.
no, they are not all lesbians.
but Matt, have you listened to the latest episode of American Horror Story where they go to the point where all of the like
What?
moonwalks were located and transformed, and they all have alien.
I don't
babies?
watch American
Like-
Horror
I was gonna
Story
say,
in the
first of
first
all,
place.
everybody watch American Horror Stories. Yeah, no,
I feel like I need to watch it,
American Horror
though.
Stories for sure. This is a shout out.
Why not?
Okay.
I've only seen one.
Add it to my
Good.
list right
Can't
now.
get into
No,
it. I'm
it's
trying. I
so
can't do
good.
it.
Okay, first of all, Natasha, why have you not watched American Horror Story?
I have seen one season.
Okay,
I tried
would-
the others and just could not physically
Okay,
do it.
go on.
I would have
Matt,
mortifying nightmares.
Okay, I
The
would
number of
like you
times
to
I've heard that-
finish.
Oh, sorry.
I would like you to
Okay.
finish
I feel
American
like that's
Horror
fair.
Story season 2.
Me too. I'd like to
Yes.
finish.
I would like
I
you to
love season-
finish
Which one's that?
season
That's
2.
season 1.
Yes,
That's the season.
Which one's season
Season
2? I've seen
two.
the one with the murder
Murder
house or
House is
whatever.
season 1. Yes, Matt. Okay,
It's the
100%.
one after,
It
Which one's
right?
is
the second
the one
one?
about the asylum. I would like. I would like you to finish season 2.
My favorite season.
It gets good at.
Love that season.
She's clearly had a lot to drink. I
Yeah,
can tell
she's
by her
getting
hand
there.
movements. We're getting a little
First
drunk.
of all, I'm Irish. Second of all, I would like you to get through season or episode of season 2 and go
I
from
think
there.
I
And then
think you're
tell me
steering
what
her
you think
wrong
about
because
it.
most fans do not like season 2.
Steve,
No, I like that we're on the same page. I love
know.
season
Okay,
2.
here's my thing.
maybe I can just watch the
I
last
think-
episode and be like, I did it.
I agree. It's
I
great.
think season 2 gets
It's
too
so
much
good.
shit.
Okay, hold on.
Let's
Bring it in. Let's
go.
bring it
I'm
in. All
ready.
right. So we got the lady in bed. Her husband comes out of her husband. Okay.
I
Now-
know. Oh shit, that's
Yes.
what we're doing?
Sharon then states that the alien was very adamant about having its way with her,
Oh, wait, what?
but there was
Uh,
no external communication.
Because they couldn't
So
speak
all
English.
Oh.
Don,
Yes.
Interesting.
yes.
Was it just like telepathy?
Celine, yes.
I say it. It's like you get that certain look where you're like, "Hey," and it's
Asha, yes.
tomorrow morning, y'all.
Yes.
it's
Well,
wonderful.
Yeah,
Seriously,
joking.
yeah.
But anyway, so she reached up to the creature and she's about to pull this mask off like Scooby Doo
What?
style
What?
when she told him, Jesus is real. Jesus is real. This thing comes out and it's like wanting to pork her and she's like, Jesus is real. It's like it's gonna Scooby Doo mask his
gonna
face. Now
I'm sorry. All the things you could choose to say to an alien, you choose
hold on.
Jesus
There
is
are
real.
a lot of people that see weird shit, and
Sure.
their initial response is to call on Jesus to save them from what they think is a demon, right?
I can't
actually
even,
legit.
I can't even
Oh.
with this shit right
But
now
it is
because so many people are like,
Also,
oh my god,
wasn't,
they
wasn't,
what's in my
wasn't
blood?
it,
No, bitch.
wasn't it
It's
taking the form
aliens
of her
from Mars.
husband at the moment?
Noah Bob.
Oh, she's not
Um,
saying that's Jesus.
Alien.
Factor 8.
The end.
Okay.
Yeah.
This case.
So she sees it, and she's getting ready to pull its face off, thinking it's a mask, right? Now,
Yeah.
the husband's disguise. The woman was totally surprised at a gargoyle-esque
Okay.
being with reptilian-like attributes.
Sorry, I'm trying so hard not to cry.
So living
And
under
that's the end of the
DIA,
first
having a
encounter,
great time.
right? That is the first. That is the end of the first. It's literally
She has multiple?
no. That's just the
What?
first one I have in general.
Oh,
So
sorry.
this woman's dude, my husband came
That's
out of
just
my husband,
her.
and then I pulled his mask
She
up, and it was
pulls
like
off the mask.
this lizard man.
So she
You
just
know,
got
Jesus
freaky
is
with the
real,
lizard man.
and I need to make a shirt.
Well, I was going to say, just to clarify, she the lizard. She the lizard.
I don't know if she screwed him
She
or
doesn't
not.
wanna
It was just
admit it.
things were starting, and he really wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever actually.
She 100.
I don't know what
yes,
base
I
they
agree.
round
She
it.
100% was.
Around. She 100%
Well, my husband's
did.
not great, so I'm going to fuck
Definitely.
this lizard guy.
Here's my thing, though. If you're thinking you're
No,
gonna
she
Scooby-Doo this
did,
motherfucker's
though.
face off, you're probably
No,
not.
you
gonna
don't
do it.
It's the
I
spices
mean,
her
I would
husband
hope.
is
I
a
think
It
saying
just
there
says that
isn't
he
a
was
moment of
adamant, and
hesitation,
she
but she put
went
the
to
mask
pull the
off,
face
saw
off.
the lizard guy,
That's true.
and then
That's
she
true.
looked down a little bit, and she's like, "Yeah, all right, let's give it a shot." Exactly.
A bad
She
dream.
had-
Close my eyes. And
Yeah,
pretend. Just let
she
it
had
ride.
the
Let it
greatest night
ride.
of her
Ride the
life,
wave.
and it was
Ride
thanks
the
to a
wave.
lizard
Close
alien.
your
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, it's a dream. It's a dream. Who's gonna
no,
know?
she definitely fucked the
I'm
lizard.
assuming
Oh.
she did.
100%.
I'm not trying to put
Yeah.
anything in her mouth. Words.
I hope she had a great time and it was worth it.
Yes, are you good?
Words. I meant words.
I'm just thinking that tongue, though, ladies.
Yeah.
Just like
Just trying to put anything in his mouth, and I was
words.
like,
I'm
yeah,
not trying to
you're
put
not.
words in.
Yeah, just like the length of it, the dexterity.
Yeah, sure. That's
Matt,
what you're talking
you
about.
Said, I'm not. Matt, okay, pause. I'm not trying to put anything in Matt's mouth. What are you trying to not put in her mouth, Matt?
Words. I'm trying not to put
Right.
words in her mouth. I'm a gentleman, okay?
A
Sure.
gentleman.
Sure, Matt.
To be
that's
fair, for a
exactly
second,
what
I
it
thought
is.
you were gonna say she
Thank you.
pulled off the mask and underneath her husband was her husband.
I'm a gentleman. Anyway, ladies and gentle guy, with invisible friends. So the next one is a total doozy, right? Let's get it
The
on.
next one's the first one was a doozy.
Oh,
Oh no, you just wait. So
And Matt.
we're going
Where
way,
are we
way
going
back in the
from
time
here?
is this
machine.
just gonna
Way,
get?
way back.
Ooh.
Is this just gonna get worse and worse? the-
Celine, I
the-
do like
the
the
further we
idea that the
go?
mask of the husband
Yeah,
underneath
it's worse
is her
from
husband.
here. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I love the Phillies. Look, I'm trying to spice things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, Mario.
Was also her husband. It's me, still your husband.
To be real, though, that's what my partner would also do.
No joke.
He
I'm
would
gonna
be
log
like,
that away.
Yo, it's me
Yeah,
from the
I'm
afterlife.
gonna make a
"Yes,
mask of
baby."
myself, and I'm gonna be like,
Anyway, yeah,
surprise!
sure.
It's also
Okay,
me.
disclaimer. I am absolutely of people in math. I can't.
Oh,
I don't
fair.
like kids. I don't like
Antonian-
math. Nothing. Wait,
Okay, so have you
don't think so.
seen
Oh,
Natasha.
interesting.
Natasha? Have you seen
that a movie?
Antonia's death
No.
mask?
Oh,
Have you not? Have you not seen Antonia's death mask?
I think I might have seen
No,
it
no.
once.
It's literally her mask.
No.
She was
Yeah.
beheaded, and then they made a death
Mhm.
mask of her.
Used to do it all the time. Back in the day, they did it all the
Yes.
time. That's actually how they got
No.
the CPR doll.
It's a joke.
The original
No.
CPR doll.
They'll
was
make a
girl
mask
with a
big.
thumb.
Your
I'm
face
gonna 100% send
post-mortem.
this to you when we
yeah,
are
yeah,
done.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Celine. I
Yes.
think we've talked about
Okay,
that.
okay, okay.
Okay, it literally goes.
I'm
Yes,
so
We
what is
actually
happening?
have. I don't remember when, but we have.
Okay. I am starting a podcast called So That's How That Happened. And that's going to be like our third episode, pal.
Okay, Hulu.
Yes.
Do tell.
Are you sure you can
Okay.
write right now?
Okay.
Dude.
So Peter's having like
yes.
sleep paralysis,
What?
4G. All right.
Why?
You know what, Peter?
Which-
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, which raises
I'm
an
not gonna judge.
this yeah,
His
yeah, get
story.
it, JD. This raises an
Okay.
This
do you guys
means
want
a
to hear
lot
about
so
more
hard,
really
but-
important?
this raises an
Okay.
important question.
They're going
Dasha
for it.
Why
is
aren't
so
there more
over us
porns that
already.
Let's
start
warm it up and get
with
ready. We're
sleep
going back to
paralysis?
1988.
The autistic's getting a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's okay to take my meds. either. So-
Literally going to be like each of
Well, okay.
Yo, Peter Corey.
Queen.
Okay. And he had one hell of an experience.
Okay. Okay. So
So
Celine
he
is
was
on.
also lying in bed when he was abruptly unable to move his body, and a strange alien being, along with a few others, just all of a sudden surrounded him. A great porno start, right? Now-
Oh, a little tall, dark, and handsome. Okay.
First of all, second of all,
This
Oh
is
my
what
God.
Listen, and we
TDH, tall, dark, and
don't
handsome.
judge. We
we
listen.
literally haven't gotten to the second story.
First of all, we listen and we
Woo!
don't judge.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
child
Here you want
pornography,
it. Oh my
Jess.
God. This thing's frisky.
Oh, really?
Oh,
All right.
she goes,
Okay.
"Oh, God. Okay, hold on. One of the beings in particular was tall, slim, and golden colored with very large black eyes. Tall, golden, handsome, I guess. You're golden pony boy. Gold, big black eyes, skinny fella, right? Not my type. I like him a little thick. Now, it wielded a needle that it plunged into the side of his head, wants him to lose consciousness. He's in bed. He gets jabbed with this needle. Yeah,
Yeah. He like
it's a
feels
needle
like
unconscious.
he
So then
Wait,
he
so
once he went up,
what
Okay.
year was this?
88.
I want
Okay.
to know the weirdest part.
Okay,
Please
so a
tell
lot of
me.
cocaine's rolling around.
Anyway, so he went up
Yeah.
and he's hurried into the next room only to find his entire family is out cold. What?
No.
Like everybody's asleep.
Oh.
Then
I'm
all at
sorry.
once-
but
what? Rituals. All at once, they began to wake up under the impression that they had only been asleep about 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh.
Okay.
That's very much not something they.
But in
address
reality,
ever.
It was several hours later, and Peter still
Oh,
had
the
the
80s.
wound in
It
his
was
head
the
from the
80s.
needle.
Wait,
Yeah.
go.
True.
I didn't get a count on how many people. I just said family. Now, this is just a taste of what he was gonna get. It gets worse.
That's important. Yeah, that's important.
4 years later,
Oh.
What? We're doing a time
These
jump?
beings
Okay.
are not big on consent, is what I'm understanding.
All alien abductions, it's like they get abducted and then it's 4 to 5 years later. Yeah, it's always
Oh.
4 to 5 years later. And they
Okay.
then get
All right, yeah.
re-abducted. It's never just like, oh, you get abducted.
No.
Then a couple months later, you get re-abducted.
I was about to say, there's a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs
Yes,
laced
bitch.
Is
with
it weird
shit.
that I find that reassuring? Like, I
No!
kind of like that they check
Natty,
in
you
on me.
shut
I want them to check in on
you
me.
shut
Was it a
fucking
large family or
No.
small family?
better.
No,
And
if
it
they
gets
abduct-
worse.
Look, if they abduct me the first time, I want them to check in on me and make sure that like
Yeah.
I'm doing okay.
No, it's
So
we're in the
it's
house.
years later,
But
then
it's
better.
It's like
Yeah.
when you get a text from your
No.
ex. It's an ex texts you and they're like, "Are you okay? Yeah, how are you
No,
doing?"
but several years later.
Look, are you
Yeah.
like
No, absolutely.
it's 2 a.m. and they're like, "You up?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, jeez.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I want aliens to
Matt,
ask me if I'm
no.
up.
It's always years
How many people
later.
were in this
No,
house?
Yes.
no.
It's never
No,
one
let
time.
Natasha
It's always
speak,
multiple.
But also, Matt, no. We will
Good
all
shit.
talk about this later.
Really? Are you sure? How you doing?
Yeah, no,
Are you
I feel
good?
if personally, if I was going to be visited once, I would like to think that a few months later, they
maybe
check in on me. Look, they want to know how I'm doing.
yes.
Raise your standards. Come on. Oh. Peter
My
really
goddamn mind,
upset
or
with
am I
Natasha right
absolutely
now.
Like, no, absolutely not.
See, all of the lights are going at the
No.
same time.
No.
Mainly,
It was a lot.
because I deal with children ghost. I deal with children who are under the age of 5. So if you come to me and you are under the age
Okay.
of 5, and that is happening to me, I'm like, absolutely not. But
Okay,
Be
If you,
Peter, I
yeah,
have definitely
I'm talking
been
about an
that
ex that
ex
you
Are
had
you
in
good?
real life, and you're like,
okay,
I
so
just
as
wonder how
somebody
they're
who
doing.
is a
Are
divorcee,
they okay?
Oh.
I have a 4
Okay.
and 5-year-old child
Sure,
from divorce. From
With-
divorcee.
with said divorcee,
I
right?
would not
So,
wish him
okay,
any harm.
sure.
I would not. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
But like, if
Yeah.
he was like, if he started to come to me in a way that I was like, oh, there's something happened with my divorced
Yes.
husband, I would be concerned.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still recording, bub.
What I'm hearing is that Natasha is the weakest link of this whole group, and we should start our own podcast about exes. Just talking about. Oh, is she back? Oh,
A
I'm
couple
sorry. I didn't
years
realize
down
she
the
was-
road, like, you haven't talked to
Yeah.
this person in so
Yeah.
long, and like it just randomly pops in your head, being like, "Oh, how are they doing?" Blah blah blah. That's no. I would definitely
Yeah.
not do that because I do have those kinds of exes, and they
Oh my
have
God, she's
messaged
back.
me,
Oh my God.
especially
Yeah?
in times where I know my life is going great. Like everything is so good for me. And then the moment that they text, it's just like that hits. And it's, I can't deal with this right now, or I don't want to deal with this right now, or I can't, like, anything like that. So, no, I would not go back and message an ex unless maybe I ran into them randomly, but that doesn't happen because my, like the song, All My Exes Are in Texas. I can't really run into them or anything unless when I go back home to visit, whatever. But no, like that would be different if I ran into them and be like, "Oh, hey, like you want to catch up sometime," that kind of thing. But no, definitely would not.
It was, I can't stay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. 4 years later, he drops his wife off at a local train station at like the ass crack of dawn. Yeah. You know, he was tired. He was doing his
Oh,
thing,
okay.
got to put his wife to the
That's-
train. Everything's good. Good little husband.
Okay,
Attaboy.
okay, good.
Okay.
Now he was really
As
tired.
they
He
do.
decided to take a little late morning siesta.
Mhm.
Shortly after he fell asleep, he was once again awakened, but this time things get real sexy real fast.
Okay.
The singular of listen.
Sure.
Listen. That's what it says. Listen. Now, upon opening his eyes, he found
Ooh.
2 naked women in
I'm
his
listening.
bed
Tell me more.
that he states are quote unquote bizarre looking. Now we're gonna get a description. We're gonna get a description. So he describes one of the women as Nordic in appearance. So she had light colored skin, about 6 foot tall, which is like 185 centimeters, some bullshit. She had beautiful blue eyes, and they were about 2 or 3 times larger than human eyes typically
Jess
are.
apparently is
She had a
having
sharp
trouble with her
chin
mic.
and elongated
Just
face,
the eyes?
which just could essentially be a blue-eyed
Sure.
Jolie.
Okay, but also
What
I am also
does
very
that
Irish.
mean?
Wow.
And I am 6'9".
Okay.
What?
Okay.
and half.
You're
He has the
6'9"?
description. We're
Are you
good.
5'9"?
Okay.
Okay, I just
5'9".
I wasn't gonna
5'9".
call her on that, but like just based on the
5'9".
chair you're in, I'm like, that's
I'm
not
very-
6'9", honey.
Okay.
I'm just
Hey, we switched, so this is somebody else.
yeah, no.
I don't know who this is.
I love the
fine
fact that you have
and
multiple
have a
balls,
very
which
Yeah, and normally
Not as
certain
something-
people use
Okay.
certain ones. So normally if it's a,
Okay.
if it's a kid, they use the
yeah,
bottom
I don't
one.
usually say that sentence, but
Okay. Yeah. But anyway, so the second one was described as being a little more
What?
Asian,
okay.
but had dark skin. Maybe she was like Blasian.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I
So
was
she
gonna
had
say.
jet black
Okay.
eyes,
Oh,
a page boy hairdo,
Actually-
Malaysian.
which is like a short bob from what I
Yeah,
figured
right.
out.
okay.
All right. Are you ready? 'Cause shit's about to get steamy.
Now it's
Suddenly.
gonna get steamy. I'm already ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh. Suddenly, unexpected strength, the Nordic-looking woman grabbed a hold of his head and pushed it up to her tongue.
Okay.
My titty.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Yes.
get it, girly. They're
So now we
100%
have
trying to be
alien
Aryan
Nazis.
race. Yes, 100%.
Oh, I just put my own hair.
To be fair,
To be fair.
Okay. I actually have a question for everyone in the group. Have you heard about the Nordic looking aliens that
Okay.
sometimes abduct and
Well,
or make
and-
appearances to people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, they are very
Yeah.
Aryan and that they are like, they're tall, they're
Oh.
blonde,
Oh,
they have
okay.
blue eyes, and that they are very,
Yes.
very much Nordic, Swedish looking,
Oh.
look like they probably
not
jumped
sure.
out of some
It's
sort
a
of
hard-
catalog for
it's a hard
wood
time.
cutting type of people.
She does. Yes. You're correct. Yes. And I don't know which account came first, but yeah, there's two.
Okay.
I think.
But he also works for the Norwegian military. I think I know exactly who you are talking about. He has the really long blonde hair and he's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the
Jesters or
chopping
the-
wood dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
She has a
I
male counterpart who is
100% know
very
what you're talking
popular.
about.
I'll go
for
either
the
way. I don't
same
give a
exact
shit.
thing.
Oh no. There's something about
Yeah.
a woman chopping wood that I find very appealing.
You know what's
I'm just-
funny about that?
I'm a
When I was
sucker for
kid,
it. I am.
My
I
job all
am.
through high school was I went and split wood.
Nice. Like
I
Wi-
did.
I'm
like
a
with the
sucker
s-
for
with,
wood
like-
chopping.
No, it did
I
not.
used an
generally.
alley. I used a wood. I was a boss.
all right.
Well,
kick ass.
I say I'm straight and I'm okay with both.
Not even
because-
joking. They're my days.
I get it.
and I just be going to town.
Oh my gosh, shut the
Yeah.
f up. It's
Yes.
not.
Hold on. We got to cool this off a little bit. 'cause
Okay, here we go.
It's
Here we
getting a
go.
little too hot.
Okay.
Oh shit! I did shots while I was out there. So give me a second.
Oh no, I'm a sucker. No, I'm a sucker for the
And
girl
the
who's
Asian,
chopping
the
wood.
blazing Asian.
Natasha's just like
I'm listening.
generally
Okay, listen.
a lumberjack in her
listening.
spare time.
You listen.
Now
Oh,
it gets
yeah.
interesting. We haven't made it to the action yet. Okay.
I love that for you.
Again,
Ooh,
dude,
I love
she
it.
takes the dude and eat my titty and pushes his head up against her boob, right? Now, supposedly he tried to get away, but it didn't work out.
Okay, look.
Now, let me tell you, when
Yes.
I put a man's head anywhere near my titties, they do not try to get away.
No, he's
Yes, very much.
he
So they
said
are
that
rather
just-
large, so they get locked in there.
he
So
said that specifically for
Oh,
For the wife,
plausible
yeah.
deniability
The
later.
Malaysian
Hey,
Asian.
He was just like,
look at that.
I was
But
exactly.
what happens?
I'm
Sorry, I'm
a
gonna just
chaste
like,
married
snap
man.
my
I
mic
would
around.
never go.
What
for-
happens
No,
now?
Oh,
he's
just
just
wait.
saying
Okay.
that. Okay,
get ready.
ready.
You better get ready. Everybody hold
ready.
on to your booties.
I got a whole
Put it to
lecture in
whoever's in
blast.
here. So
There's
she- Peter
Come here, right
panicked
here.
and bit down on her nipple as hard as he could.
Yay!
Part of the motherfucking nipple came off in his mouth and he
Yay.
swallowed it. He's
I-
alien.
I've never had that problem.
That supports the story.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
do.
He's
I
shit
didn't
you
want it.
not. To me right now. What do you mean?
Go.
So action was panic, bite down, and he literally bit part of the nipple off and he swallowed it in the struggle.
I'm ready. Tell me more.
Why?
Oh,
What?
I don't know. At this point, why did you bite it off? What if it tasted like
Galore.
gummy? What if
Oh
it
my
like
God.
I have
Yeah.
so many
Likely
follow-up
story.
questions.
What if it was
and
Krabby
none of them
Patties, you
are
know? They're
good.
like the gummies, you know? It's like a nipple.
Talia, no.
Dude,
No.
Okay. Now, anyway. As one could guess.
Anyway, what do you
Look,
mean
if-
anyway? How do you go from here?
I don't even.
No.
Just wait, just wait.
Okay.
As
No,
one could
he
guess, the
did
woman was
not.
totally surprised.
Sure.
And
I'm
without saying a
holding
word,
on.
indicated to the Asian woman that something was.
Sh-
This fucking Mike, this asshole.
Hold on. I do like the idea that the one woman has lost a nipple. She turns to her friend and is like,
she's like, the
"Do you-
fuck?
yeah, what the,
Is this, dude, right? Is this normal?
yeah, what the, I'm not
What do I do
saying-
now? Is this
yeah,
part
like,
of the ritual?
Leave
me
the
alone,
motherfucker. You just,
Oh my god. Fine.
Oh,
I'm
the
no,
audacity
life.
of this
I know.
motherfucker to
The
swallow my nipple.
audacity. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But anyway, so she Why would you swallow?
Why would you
Whoa.
swallow in that in that
Really?
moment?
Oh, for sure. For
Why?
sure. Thinks
Fair.
he owns that nipple.
Hold on. His name's Peter Corey, but it's K-H-O-U-R-Y.
That's a white guy. That's
so
a
I'm
white
assuming
guy.
He's a
that
white
he's
guy.
not
That's a
from
white
around here. And she's like,
That's a white dude.
now, see this? I'm figuring like, oh, hold on. I
Are
gotta find
you
my spot.
kidding me?
All right. So anyway, so this Nordic woman is the one that he bites the nipple off, and she looks at the age. The f-
She's
just
just
sitting
sitting
there, like, obviously wrong.
Are you
And you know,
kidding
this is
me?
clearly not working as planned. Peter began to cough and was unable to control himself. What? So, but both women then disappeared, and Peter instantly felt the excruciating urge to take a leak. What?
No, he did not.
Look,
We're not
Look,
done yet. We're not done yet. There's more. It does continue.
okay.
So once he got up, he went to the bathroom only to find that it was very difficult for him to actually get anything out. It was then that he noticed a
Yeah.
fine blonde hair that had
Okay.
gotten wrapped around his
Okay, moving
No,
on.
No.
Probably.
No.
and hey.
Yeah.
So he took the hair and saved it in a plastic baggie.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. All of
It's a scream.
I don't know. Yeah, it has to be a white dude.
his Mean Girls when Karen's. I'm
What do
sick.
What do you?
Okay.
I do need more.
But let's think about this, guys. Let's think about this, guys. He had the mindset to be like, I better take this hair and save it for
Like
whatever.
a hair
What does that
tourniquet?
mindset
He
tell you?
sent it. Oh, hold on. He sent it to ufologist Bill
Shut up.
Chalker, who
Okay.
determined that it came from a rare Chinese mongoloid type.
Okay.
What?
I'm
This is
sorry.
great.
Saving it is like some serial
So now
killer
hold
shit.
on. It
I'm
just so
sorry.
happens that
Are
this
you
is one of the
saving it?
rarest?
Okay.
No.
I was gonna
Modern
say, I was like,
human
does it continue?
in
Because I need
any
more.
side
Seriously
other than
though, I'm
freaking
gonna save
kidney.
this
So it just
for later.
Because that
What?
nipple he
What do
swallowed.
you mean?
Okay.
Okay, Jess, I
So
love
basically, he has this hair. So he has this whole
How?
whatever.
How did
I
it get
just think
there?
blah, blah, something. Oh shit! Then he wakes up. Supposedly wakes up,
Okay.
and he's, I got pee. So he goes to the but who doesn't have to wake up and pee in the middle of the night.
Sure,
Sorry, y'all.
sure.
Now, so he goes and
Really?
pees, but he's got this blonde hair wrapped around his wanker,
I'm sorry, it's around his
and
what?
now he
has the hair.
it's around his
confused.
wanker. It's foreskin. Apparently, he
Okay.
was not.
That
I want you to stop and think really carefully about what
was a-
Natasha
it was a
just
cock
said.
news.
I understand what
Top
the
news.
wanker means. I just don't understand how.
It was a
Like-
dick news.
what?
Well,
Thank
you
you.
gotta think if they're getting froggy, maybe her face was down there. I don't know. My
Look,
my
look.
hair out of his,
I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm not gonna.
He actually.
Look, I'm not gonna claim
Yeah.
to be
What?
like.
Oh no, they were
It is
naked to start with.
around
The
the
girls
dick.
were naked.
Look, I
don't
don't
know
think
about
the
the man.
clothing.
I'm assuming since they were, there was some sort of nudity.
Just say, I don't think. Look,
It's-
I don't think it matters who was nude at what point. Just speaking as a gentleman in the group, I don't think I've ever
Gentleman.
wound up with a random hair wrapped around part of me that
I
generally
mean, that's
doesn't
like what it
have
is it
someone
not? I've
else's
had to
hair.
pull my hair off of someone that was wrapped around it after my face was down there. Dude, when you're balls
Yeah.
deep, the hair gets places, all right?
Look, okay, what?
I think I just killed Jet. Oh my god, there it goes.
Oh,
no,
so he
that
just
is-
sleeps naked.
How did it get there?
Oh yeah.
He just either he was already nude
Okay.
or he took it on.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay,
Okay,
I'm willing.
so
all
I
right,
am
I'm willing.
crying.
Yeah, I'm willing to take
I
that
am
perspective.
crying.
Sure.
I'm crying as bisexual in the group. I am
You're not the only one.
crying because I get hair over all over my partner.
No, but okay, that's that. No, but that happens. No, that happens when you.
Well, that's
okay, I get the
unfortunate.
finger. I can understand a finger, whatever. but from what she said, the clothes did not come off.
I'm saying, like,
So,
I know
there's-
I shed.
All of them.
Yeah,
They go
girls,
I
strangle.
personally know that I shed and my hair
Strangle.
gets.
Nobody understands.
Look, if I'm asking
then
to,
clearly
like,
you
have
have not
something wrapped
spent enough
around
time with a
something,
woman who sheds.
like, that's
No.
okay.
Oh. No.
That is
No,
legit.
hold on,
I'm sorry,
Celine,
I
hold
don't
on.
relate to
Look,
this
I
as
don't
much.
mind
If you
what's being wrapped.
assume-
I will
if
tell you, as a
assume
lesbian, it
something
gets
is
even
being
worse.
wrapped
As a
around
lesbian, it
something,
gets even
you
worse.
should know what's being wrapped around
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
That's
usually
fair.
say
Look,
again,
look.
if you're balls deep, the hair gets places, and if you're really working it, it just gets wrapped around when you got like
Yeah,
your like
imagine two
mine.
women.
Sure.
It just it
Imagine
does some
two
weird
women.
shit.
It gets worse.
Look, things. In my experience.
It's fair. It's understandable.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Jenny, you
Okay.
shut the f up.
Look, I'm not trying to overstep my bounds.
Yes,
Look,
girl,
look,
yes.
the things wrapped
You'd
in
prefer
various
it's the
places
neck
have
and not
usually
anything
been
else.
processed leather. That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, yeah. Look, this is supposed to be a sexy podcast. My point is, the hair has not been an issue. Okay. The hair has never been a question. I have never. All I'm saying is, never
It goes
woken up
strangle-
or come out
Yeah,
of like
it
a
does.
certain perspective of like sexiness and been like, where the f did this hair come from?
Okay, y'all, hold on. Time out
Yeah.
real fast. There's one bullet point left. There's one bullet point left.
Okay,
all right?
okay.
Let me just get this one bullet point left before we get on to the
Sure.
next. The next one I think is the last story I have. It is a little
Oh,
saucy,
okay.
a little lengthy.
Are we doing a podcast?
Yes, we are doing a podcast.
Okay,
Welcome
okay,
to
okay.
Not
We're
Podcast.
doing it.
Welcome to
I
Not
totally
Podcast. Oh my god,
Yeah.
boys.
Crying.
He sends this hair to be analyzed. Now they say that
Shut
the
up.
DNA
Okay.
matched with a Lahu people that's actually
Again, as
located
the
in
lesbian
very
in the group,
prominent
it just
UFO
gets worse with
hotspot
two women.
in Providence in
It
China.
just gets worse with two.
Oh,
No, they're
baby.
not.
Yes, it does.
okay.
Not even joking.
What are you talking
Okay.
about?
That's intriguing.
I have done that in a non-sexy way, just from roommates. And okay,
You found
Okay.
Cube 51.
Ooh. That's why we should.
Yes, I did too. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, questions. Go ahead.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. That's like what? 92?
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
I will
he
tell
found
you.
the
I will tell
equivalent
you.
of Area 51 over in Asia for this hair.
No, it did because I've watched Forensic Files that
Okay,
goes all the way back to
interesting.
85.
Yeah.
And
I've
it doesn't
watched-
say when. He doesn't say it doesn't say when they run the DNA. It just says they ran the DNA test.
I really want to hear your question, Jenny. I do.
I also feel like if you're going to be in
What?
Area 51, you're going to be right up there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be this person, the only guy in the conversation.
Yeah.
My thought is like, it took 4 years. Like, I thought we had fun in 88. And now, like, it takes all the way until 92 for you
Okay,
to come
hold
back?
on. Hold
Like,
on. I have a
Yeah.
question,
Fuck.
though.
Like,
I
I
have a
thought,
question.
what's going on?
What
Are
if
we
we
a
ever
thing,
processed? What if
or-
the
I have a
initial one was
question.
just to get an initial sample? They ran it. They wanted to use it on some cultures that they already had to see if it
No,
was
wait. I have
viable
a
with what they
question. I have a
had.
question.
Yeah, but what if the viability is a different time frame? They needed to make sure that the kid would not
Wait.
dissipate or something.
So the first one happened in 88,
Right,
right?
but they
this
came
happens
back.
4 years later.
And I'm like,
okay. 92.
Like compared to the technology
What-
we have now,
what
it's
was the
definitely
technology then?
not
Because
up
I'm
to
pretty
snuff.
sure
These son of
DNA
a why did it
testing
take
and
4
shit like
years to
that
come back
didn't
to get
start
some
until
action?
96, 98.
no, that's
Mm.
from my perspective. I'm
Okay,
just
that's a
thinking,
good
like,
question.
Accurate,
was it
is
okay?
it, though?
Like, did I do something wrong? Why did it take 4
Maybe
years?
they just ran out of a sample. They're like,
Okay.
fuck, we need more sperm.
And I'm like, look, I'm willing to
Yeah.
provide.
Yes, they started tasting. They started taking forensics
I
in
wonder
like
what if they
80s,
tested
but
it
they
now.
didn't know how to develop any of it until we got to the
No,
wonder
the
if they
you know
retested
the
it
aliens
now.
have
Well,
better
But also,
technology.
what it would
if they're aliens, though, that doesn't matter because they're already advanced.
100%. I am very much in the camp
Look,
that
and I know
the
that we've been,
aliens started to
I
come
know
to
we've been
us
pitching a
when
lot of podcast
Carter-
ideas,
That's
but we
true.
need to pitch a
That-
new
that's
podcast that's
actually
called
very
Bitch,
true.
a comma, 100%.
No, no,
We need a pod. of that bitch, comma 100%. To be fair,
It's
mean.
100%.
like I think that's what this night is about. Like
I'm up
we're
with
just
one that says,
pitching-
"Chup."
yeah, we're just pitching
Yeah.
ideas.
To be fair, it's just like a bunch of weird stuff facts. To be fair.
Oh no, that's one podcast. Is bitch to be. It works on a t-shirt.
Yes.
That's a long
But, like,
that's a
yeah.
long
if
title though.
Nixon wasn't a percent.
That'd be a hell of a logo
if
to
Nixon
make.
wasn't
Right. Yeah. No, it's
I remember.
okay, but also that if
I'm
Nixon
gonna
was
tell you the facts
like 100% a
now.
part of what was going to happen as far as alien and then passing it on from there, we are out of our goddamn mind.
Yeah.
It is 100% Nixon.
Can
who
we name that
started.
as
I
a
am-
network?
yeah, what did he say? Shut up, because I am 100% convinced that it was 100% Nixon who started our implant with alien negotiation.
I'll make it work.
I forgot we're
Yes.
doing a podcast. I forgot we have like stories. I'm
Hold
so
on, hold on.
sorry.
Okay. Let's bring it
Anyone
back
who's
in.
listening,
Let's bring
I
it
thought
back
we
in.
were
I
just
have
like,
one
we're
more
recording a
encounter.
I'm so sorry.
right now.
I know. Welcome to the pod. Yeah, we're recording a podcast. I can't feel my face. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. This was a little longer.
I mean, yes.
I feel like probably the last one was the most holy shit, but this one's still pretty good. Now, this one is, oh dear God, I've been drinking. Antonio Vélez Boan. And it is Schulze. In
My name is
October
Antonio
of
Montoya.
1957. Sorry, you're going to bear with my numbers here.
Okay. I am really intrigued by this last encounter just because it's already gotten crazy. So does it get more crazy from here?
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Tell
There
me
was a
more.
23-year-old Brazilian farmer,
Mhm.
obviously named Antonio.
Okay.
And he
Oh,
was
no.
out blowing. Yeah, he was.
Oh dear
Tell me
Lord,
more.
you got her
You killed my
going. You
phone,
got
though.
her going
I'm
with her
sorry.
conspiracy theory.
He's out.
Okay.
He's plowing his field like all farmers do.
Oh, he plows
Minding-
that
yeah,
field.
minding his
hard.
own business.
You're
He's out there
goddamn
putting
right.
along.
He plows
Yeah,
the fuck out
it's
of
like
that field.
it's probably rural
Mhm.
Brazil in the 1950s. So you know, he probably had one of those, like
Antonio
old school tractor.
Digamas.
Now he looks up, and in the sky he sees a red light that's in the sky, kind of
Away
off in the
from there.
distance.
Why are you
Now,
still standing?
Undoubted, yeah,
This like a squid
undoubtedly
game thing?
confused as hell. He notices the light is getting a little closer, and a little closer, and a little closer. It got close enough that he could just. What is
yes.
it?
Get
No,
the
no.
f-
Wait,
out.
just wait. Don't hold it against him. Don't
I know
hold
it's
it
the
against him.
50s, but like you get the f- out of
He's
it.
on a mother tractor, y'all. Okay. Now it gets
Kind
so
of.
close that he realizes. He realizes that this thing is shaped like an egg, with a spinning top
Run.
at the.
Run. I'm
They
sorry.
fucking-
Run.
Like I'm thinking something. Remember those fairy Barbies?
Okay.
You know, you get them, you like pull
Oh
the
my God,
thing and
that's
they
Jess's
fly up with
favorite
the little
movie.
yes, that's what I'm thinking.
No, bro, I still get the f- out.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Only instead of Barbie, you get an
if
egg.
you s-
Yes.
they still make
The
Yeah,
Sky
they s-
Dancer Barbies where you pull.
they still
oh my
make
God, the
them.
last
It's
shot
just
was
they
watermelon.
like
Little
brand
wings
them
come
based
out
on
and they
like
spin
whatever is
around.
popular at the moment. So like
Yes.
they're still popular, but yeah, you get the fuck out of the
Okay.
way. If you're riding a piece of farming equipment and you see something that looks like what is it called? The Barbie
Yeah.
spinning thing,
Oh.
you get the fuck
Now,
out
now
of
hold
there.
on. So he sees it. He's on this tractor. It's gaining on him. Well, he sees it coming.
Yeah.
Coming down
run.
towards the earth, and then extends some
Okay.
3 expando legs, right? Like, think like go get.
Antonio.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they go.
Now,
they
as he
swirl-
watched,
yeah.
as he watched the object commence its descent, he attempts to leave the scene post haste. The only problem is the getaway vehicle at his disposal is his trusty old tractor.
Right.
For those of you not from the for those of you not from the Midwest, that means that he was virtually vacating the vicinity via mechanical turtle. Oh. And that's what he's trying to do. Now, regardless of the lack of horsepower, that could only have added to the terror that he was experiencing, fleeing on foot. He goes, so he's going, and he's like, and he's trying to get on this tractor, and he's eventually like, screw it. So he bails on the tractor, flees on foot, after the engine of the tractor dies in what had to have been one of the most ridiculous high, or rather low speed chases.
Yeah.
Antonio did make it far.
Oh.
Did not make it far before he was snatched up by the egg, writing extraterrestrial.
Oh, that's not going to go very fast.
So the egg catches up.
God.
He gets fucking snatched up by this thing that comes out of this damn egg. Now, he describes it as being about 5 feet, which I guess
sounds about right.
Thank God I did the math before I was drinking. 1.5 meters tall humanoid, right? Now, what stood out the most about the description to me was that it was wearing overalls and a helmet. Now, let's take a minute here. Let's take a minute. What kind of overalls?
Yeah.
Are we talking bibbies, denim, Mr. Voorhees? I mean, what kind of
overalls? Navy blue.
Yeah, it doesn't say it.
Denim.
I mean,
maybe it's just.
I'm picturing denim, right? I'm picturing Farmer John in this fucking alien thing. Now, granted, on top of that, what kind of helmet? Are we talking juggernaut, boxing helmet, 1950s race car driver? Tragedy.
Yes, maybe it's just because Jenny and I are in the same podcast, but I 100% thought the same thing of.
But I'm just thinking, like, space helmet? What if it's like a space helmet? Oh, what if it's a space helmet, old school, like, bubble style space helmet? Not necessarily. Thank you. And what if their bibs is hazmat suit?
Hazmat suit of just, like, a little bit of a bubble helmet and, like, cobalt blue of the style.
The overalls like a regular
and it has your number on it.
Are they corduroy?
Yes.
Not necessarily. They're not sure.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Whoa.
Yes, we're going for like nondescript, but also like vote for us for your majority party.
My head went to
Hey, watch this.
For like nondescript.
Come here, Antonio. Let's go plow.
Where my head went.
I'm thinking like Carhartt.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets crazy, right? Aside from the helmet and the bib overalls, it gets a little weirder. So the entity did not seem to speak a language Antonio understood, but rather a series of like small little yips. And I'm just going, what if he just had the hiccups? I was like, what if he just got the hiccups and that's why you don't understand it? Now, this one says it's like high-pitched yip, like yelp.
Or he like speaks some sort of like African.
Hey, drunk sister, you're awfully far from that microphone.
Understand, maybe?
You're kind of quiet. Get all up in that shit.
Okay.
Now,
Oh.
soon after
It hasn't gotten
the
crazy yet.
initial being that tried to snatch him up made an appearance, 3 more mini entities made their way out of the egg and began to force Antonio into the egg-shaped ship. Oh, wait, egg-shaped ship.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's true.
Take
That's
another
fair.
shot.
That's
And
a
they
valid
that
thought.
they arrived on. So like
That's
the
a
one guy
valid
comes
thought.
out, and then all of a sudden he's got like a 3 miniature posse, like mini-me's, trying to push this fucker back into this egg that they showed up in. Exactly. Once the bib and helmet rocking visitors got him on board, he was stripped down to his birthday suit, covered in a mysterious gel, and carried down a hallway
Oh my
through
God.
a doorway with red symbols above it that he did not recognize.
Look, I don't think the gel is as mysterious as the story makes it. Okay. I'm pretty sure we all
Say what,
understand what the
bitches?
gel is.
No.
I got into
Clown.
this ship and I was suddenly covered in gel by these
okay.
creatures.
So they get him, they carry him down. Now, after he's placed in his room,
Yes. No.
I just
Hey,
think that
yeah,
like,
it's
Oh
sure
no,
is
I don't
difficult.
know if I would agree. Weird.
And say, as we have discussed previously,
So
if aliens
you get in
ask
the
for
room, they start
consent,
drawing blood, but
we
not
would
just
probably give
drawing
it. We'd be
normal
like,
blood. According to
"Oh,
Antonio,
that's
they were
what you want?"
removed blood from his chin
sure.
and nowhere else.
Absolutely.
It's difficult.
Okay.
They're literally
Okay.
drawing blood from the chin,
What
Yeah.
kind of gel?
right? So then they get the blood
Okay.
and they just decide they were going to evacuate the room. Which is when, speaking of Holocaust, they released a gas into the room that made him nauseous.
I'm sorry. What?
Whether the gas served a medical purpose or disinfectant, we can discuss in a moment because things are about to get a little interesting.
Oh.
Yes, he
Is her
gets gas.
armpits
Now,
and
the
We're
gas
gonna
is
get
used
in-
Is that what you said?
and
Wait,
Antonio
okay,
laid
hold
eyes
on. Wait,
the
I wanna know what
exotic
else happened. Keep
extraterrestrial
going.
entity that he described as having large, deep blue cat eyes, long, luxurious, legally blonde-like locks, right? Oh, wait, and fire red hair in her armpits and crotch.
It is very difficult.
She was naked and she was naughty.
Wow. And she was naughty. Oh, yeah.
Now, hold on
That
a
was
second,
just-
You,
because here's
you
where we're
can't
gonna
stop
go.
the fun.
So he ended up
Oh.
diving into the burning ring of
Mm.
fire. It says bless.
I
Look
can't.
inside.
Saying diving in?
I can make those jokes.
Jenny,
if I have
stop
red hair.
talking.
Oh, yeah.
It's bright. I don't
Of
know if it
course.
was voluntary, which brings us back to what was in that
I'm
gas.
diving in.
But
Of
why would
course
she have
he
blonde hair
did.
on her head and bright red hair everywhere else? As a redhead, are we talking Clifford the Big Red Dog red, or are we talking my?
They know what's up.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like
Yes.
pure engine
As
red.
an
Okay.
Irish woman.
Clifford.
As
Clifford
an
the dog.
Irish
'Cause
woman.
the
and-
aliens, yeah, the aliens don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
We
it's-
believe humans.
Okay, and then I'm
prefer-
like,
Mm,
they've probably been in some sketchy bar in
Yes.
the Midwest where they're like, "Hey, does the carpet match the drapes?" Let me tell you, that is the worst joke ever. Don't ever tell a redhead that. We hate that. You know what my response is? Here's my
Exactly.
response. I don't have it. I installed hardwood floors.
that is exactly.
Problem solved. Now, after he got his jollies,
disgusting no matter what.
the Sextraterrestrial gave Antonio. Now, it's already-
Probably
So,
dyed
they-
it like
they get
we
them doing the
dye
deed.
everything.
She gives him a big old smile. She rubs her belly and points up at the sky like, I'm taking care of this baby up here, right? Thanks for your deposit. I'm going back.
Jessica, I was talking about like hair dye, like blonde hair dye. I wasn't talking about that, but okay, you cochina.
He assumed that meant, okay, she clearly that was what she wanted. She wanted a hybrid baby and she was going to take care of it wherever the hell she
She's
came.
I'm doing it up here.
That's-
I am
that's how he
leaving
took
you
it.
in the dust.
Now,
you.
Antonio was then he was returned home feeling nauseous and weak.
I like
And
that.
he
I
was
like
suffering
that.
burns that he couldn't explain. Oh, no, hold on. Wait, not those
Okay,
kind of
sure.
burns. Not those kind of burns. I'm talking skin
That's
burns.
just an STD.
Hold on.
like,
We're right.
yeah,
just
like,
there.
that's-
You have
Hold on.
to say
supposed.
Oh, I
Okay,
think it's
He
those
visited
kind of burns.
a supposedly
not a
reputable
medical
medical facility for treatment that
Yes,
wasn't named in
It's
the
not
Oh,
a
I'm holy.
medical professional.
from a Dr.
saying.
Alavo Fontes diagnosed the as
kind of
being
surface
radiation
burns just on the
burn.
skin.
Sure. Does that
No,
sound
he
reputable?
did not.
Oh.
The doll.
Right. The
He
word
is-
supposed
that
is
he
doing a
was
lot of
sending
heavy
it.
lifting.
The
there.
same doctor that treated him
diabetes.
ironically had ties to the UFO research
Interesting.
group APRO, which a lot of people have heard about. The trench coat he was wearing
And
was
the alley that I
spectacular.
visited him in
Where?
was very reputable. It was
Yeah.
very
Now
reputable.
my thing is, so then
Exactly.
he goes story, but as everybody could guess, no one took him seriously.
Okay.
Antonio later goes on in life to become a lawyer until he died in 1992. Did. I got agreed. Did. He was a lawyer, went about his business, whatever. Now, here's my thing. Who here would sleep voluntarily with an alien?
I'm raising my hand so high.
For everybody
Supposedly.
listening, we have Jess, Matt,
for the
and
chorus.
myself saying, yes.
We are
Did
the
he sue the
problems in
aliens?
Jenny's
society.
saying, hell no.
Yeah.
Celine's over here going, I don't know. Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Here's my follow-up question. What if they were really hot?
I don't give a
Okay.
shit if they are hot.
Hey,
Okay.
it could be the reptilian. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'd say depends.
I am also.
What if
Yeah,
you rip their
we're-
nipple off by mistake and you're like,
Sure.
move past them?
No, that I assumed that was
I'm
part of the
considering
question.
myself half.
Depending on the situation.
Just listen to us.
My assumption was that regardless of like reptilian nature, they were super hot. So I'm like, yeah, all right.
Okay, hold
sure.
on. What if the skin is artificial and it's actually more like edible
I did
underwear?
want to revisit that. To be fair, as the only guy in the conversation, if a nipple, look, all I'm saying is, look, if a
Okay,
nipple came
I will
off,
always.
that
put in
stops
there-
the evening. Because
I will
like,
always put in there with.
I don't know where to
every
go for
case
if a
that we
nipple
have,
comes off, I'm not.
that I will always put in consent.
No.
Like,
Well, but there has to be discussed beforehand. Has to be discussed. Sure. Absolutely.
Matt.
Okay.
Matt,
Here's
would
my
you
thing.
consent if like they got you
Here's my
off?
thing.
Hey, what if they like
got
it
you
rough?
off and they got you a
Yes.
nipple? Would you consent?
Here's my thing.
My point is, let's say both parties are consenting.
That's where we're
If we're going to
Yes,
town,
but
if
that's
a
where
nipple
we are
comes off,
stopping.
I'm stopping because I don't understand. what's happening.
I draw the line at nipple eating.
Look, if they want me to swallow
Now
their
I-
nipple,
I'm gonna throw a monkey
Yeah.
dick in the wrench or
look,
oh,
if
in the
they
works here.
want
Oh my
me
God, I
to
can't talk.
swallow
A
their
monkey dick in the
nipple,
works. You
I'm
ready?
into it.
Okay,
But
see that's
yeah,
what
tell
I'm
me
saying.
we
about
have to
That's
talk
what I'm
about that
saying.
ahead
Okay.
of time.
If they are hot and
I completely
it's
agree.
consensual,
If your
fine.
thing is, yeah,
What if
fine. I'll do consensual.
all of these situations were
I'll do
strictly
consensual.
a succubus? It was all mental. It was a succubus.
please, we could all use a monkey
Yeah.
dick right now.
And the succubus was using aliens to make it more acceptable.
Do you want to hear
And
my
less being
opinions
like,
on
I'm
this?
a fucking demon.
I'm into it.
What if they're into
If it was
it?
like in my
What if
dream,
they're into it? What if that's what?
I'm into it.
I have very okay. I have very strong opinion on this.
But is it consensual if
I-
you already think
honestly-
I'm
you're
not
dreaming?
sure how I feel about that.
I'm not
Well-
sure.
Again, it comes down to consent.
That's a good
Okay.
In a dream, you're more
It all
likely.
depends
Yeah,
on
no,
shit.
we.
Yeah,
Right,
Shit
it
on
all
me,
needs
why
to
not?
be consensual.
Now,
Nipple
hold on,
eating
though.
needs to be consensual.
Yeah, no,
Can
this-
I
that's a
get
good
my
question.
list?
But the
Because
Succubus
I
last
think
and
with
for me,
Antonio
if I
happened
was,
during the day.
I agree exactly. That's where I'm going. If I'm convinced,
He's not
it's
the
a
nipple
dream,
eater, though.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I gave him a little flack here. He did not eat the nipple. Yeah.
Okay,
Purple.
so
and
One eye,
Antonio's
one
in
horn
it.
fight, purple
Okay,
people.
can we all
for
just
me personally,
Yeah.
a succubus
This
is
is
gonna
Lord.
come
Lord.
from the ocean. You're gonna come.
Yeah.
That
And
Nipple
like
eater?
a lot of
I
it would
am
make
always
sense,
gonna bring
yeah.
it from a
Yeah,
place
it
of
will.
folklore.
It makes sense.
100%. If you know me, I'm gonna bring it from a place of folklore. One, they're gonna come from the ocean. Second of all,
Yeah,
I mean
I'm
that
not the
that
nipple
totally
eater.
tracks.
Yeah,
oh,
that's-
100%. Oh,
I was gonna let that land. Yeah,
Wait, did you say a succubus is going to come from the ocean?
smell like ocean water. Natasha, shut
Aren't
the fuck up
succubi
because that is
very-
also my dream. Is
Wait,
fuck a
aren't succubi
succubus.
very?
Y'all don't
very
know the dreams
consent-
I have.
I do like the idea that like mid coitus, you're like, hold on, are you really a succubus? Did you come from the ocean?
can you imagine being so high you think you rip a woman's nipple off? But how would you imagine eating it? Yeah, I feel like there's a line there. And then it doesn't say what Antonio was far.
Yeah, people believe that some of the older what? What did he say?
I absolutely agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they make edible bras
so
along with
yeah.
edible underwear? Matt, help me out.
Oh,
Do they? Okay.
jeez.
Oh, I'm like, Matt, help me out. Okay. Well, but do they look like bra and panties, or do they look like, when you wear the t-shirt that's
Without
got
a
the
doubt.
fake bod on it?
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Like, can you get an edible
Very
bra that has a
tasty.
nipple?
I think it's. I think the nipple comes from the wearer. Like, as someone looking at an edible bra, you wouldn't be confused about
Because what I'm
part was
thinking, though,
edible
is what
versus
if it's an
what wasn't.
alien in a bodysuit, and that's why the nipple ripped off, is because they bit down it, but it wasn't really flesh, it was whatever the suit's made of.
Look,
Was there
I'm
not
willing.
I don't
I'm
know.
willing.
Unless,
blood?
yeah, unless, I don't know, he was getting freaky with someone and had like something that was edible. He bit. He thought that
But
it
my
was a
thing
nipple.
was, is what if it's like,
He ate it.
you're like, holy shit, and then all of a sudden, like, mass chaos,
They do.
ensues.
Yeah,
What if
they
you
do.
accidentally swallowed it?
They do. They do. 100%.
Look, without going into too much detail, as the only guy in the call, I'm willing to say that if a nipple came off in my mouth, I think the very last thing to do is
Depends on
swallow
what
it.
you want.
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could.
Look, even if I
just
had
panic.
some sort of impression for whatever reason that what she wanted me to do was swallow her nipple, I would have, at the very least, a
Okay,
very
yeah, so I'm
strong
saying-
hesitation.
And that's what I'm saying. What if it's like panic ensues? Because again, remember, he's like pushing his face to the boob. He panics, bites down.
Yeah, so
And-
that's what
and
I'm saying.
So
is it was
crazy
the
this is
imprint
happening.
or like the indentation of a nipple, and he bit on that and it pulled off whatever was edible.
100%.
But
I
again,
would
what if it's
freak
not
out.
flesh? What if it is just simply a bodysuit?
The first thing I would do is
I was just gonna say, I think I would freak.
What if it was like close the mouth and blow in the nose like you do your dog?
Sure.
Yeah.
Swallows? I'm looking. Oh, if you give a dog medicine, you put it in and you close his mouth and you blow in his nose
You
and it
said
makes
I'm
the dog
putting
swallow the
liquid
medicine.
down. However,
I think you would
Heart
freak
attack.
the out. If it was,
I would too.
you would, I don't know what you're referring to, but I would freak the out. If I'm being completely honest. Right. No, I understand the words you're saying, but I don't know the scenario. I think my
Yeah.
answer is. I think my
Yeah,
answer
I'd
is
spit it
still.
out.
But my thing is,
what
it
the
does. He
if I was
reacted in
with
a
the
way
woman that I was
like
really into,
panic or terror. It was, she looked at
and
the other
a
one like,
nipple
the
came
fuck just
off, I
happened?
would stop whatever I was doing immediately. And I would be like,
But
are
if
you
you're in
okay?
a
Is
situation
this okay?
where
What is
you clearly know
And-
that
and
these
to
things
be
are
fair,
not
I'm a
human,
person,
so
like,
you don't
consent
know
is
what's
very
acceptable,
important to
what's
me.
not acceptable.
So if a nipple came off, I would be
You think
very
so?
concerned.
it's their
Yeah.
blood.
Absolutely.
And my thing too, is there blood? Is there
Which
what if
would
you bit the
also
nipple off and
concern
there's no
me.
blood? You're like,
That would
what the
put
hell?
my anxiety to another
What
level
the
because I'm like,
hell?
she's not concerned about this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes him swallow.
I would probably throw up.
yeah.
If That's a very interesting
Yeah, and I mean,
hypothetical.
it's like her reaction isn't
That's another good
necessarily, "Oh my
question.
god," it's more of a she looks at the other
To
one, "Is this supposed to
To be
happen?"
fair, I have been
Like,
coming
she's
at this
confused,
from
right?
to be fair, I've been coming at this from the perspective of two
What if the lights are off
humans
and you don't realize
having
it's actually
an
the nipple that you pulled
intimate
off?
scenario. If I was sure that this was an
Yeah.
alien, I would still be freaked out because I'm coming at it from a
No.
human perspective. So I'm not expecting a nipple to
Yeah.
remove itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
what if you don't realize the nipple is just a pasty?
And even if they are comfortable, like,
Yeah.
What if you don't know because the lights are off?
look, if I didn't know it was a nipple,
Oh, I
right?
would be
Because then I
so
don't
upset.
then I don't even know what it is. Look, there is no good
100%
outcome from this, because
understandable.
if I know it's a nipple, that's not positive. If I don't know it's a nipple, that's also not positive.
Because I
I'm
have
wondering what the
pasties
fuck.
that are like rubber, like silicone,
True.
and
If I
they
knew it was
feel
a
like
pasty,
flesh.
I would
I think it's still sit there
Sure.
just like,
So fair.
I look again. I will just say I'm trying to give a
Randy.
male perspective on this, and if I knew it was a pasty, I would absolutely.
Okay, hold
100%
on.
Keep going.
That's
If
funny.
I didn't
Okay,
know,
whoever just
I
came
would
on
be
is
free
Celine,
to the.
but when he walked in the room, my thing goes tree,
oh,
and I think he's read
interesting.
camo, so it's a
and
tree. That was funny.
If flesh
It's a tree.
came off in my mouth, I would be free to out, regardless of the scenario.
Aw.
I feel like that's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cryptids, Creeps, and Conspiracy. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment and give the show a 5-star review wherever you're listening. I know it might not seem like much, but it greatly helps the show and allows people to find us more easily. Also, head on over to www.patreon.com/cryptids, creeps, and conspiracy and subscribe to any of the tiers. Members of the Big Show tier get bonus materials, personalized shoutouts on the pod, ad-free episodes, access to the private Discord server, quarterly appreciation gifts, and a chance to be on the show. Not to mention video versions of the episode. Before you go, don't forget to click the link in the description and grab yourself or someone you know some self-designed merch by me, or make a donation to help keep the show going and fund future events and investigations. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok. If you have any questions, topic recommendations, or personal encounters, please send them to cryptidscreepsandconspiracy@gmail.com or submit them through the contact form at www.cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. I would love to hear from you and share your experiences on a listener episode. Just make sure that you specify that I have permission to add your encounter to the show and let me know whether or not you would like your real name read or an alias to maintain confidentiality. Thank you guys all again so much for your support. Until next time, my friends. See ya.